Hello, beautiful soul. I want you to know that right now, in this very moment, you are exactly where you need to be. If you found your way to this message today, it's because your heart is calling for something more. Perhaps you've been feeling like abundance is always just out of reach, like there's an invisible barrier between you and the prosperity you desire. Maybe you've tried everything you can think of, and yet that feeling of financial security, that sense of flowing abundance, still feels like a distant dream. I understand this feeling so deeply because I've walked this path myself. There was a time in my life when I believed that struggle was simply my lot in life, that some people were born lucky with money and others, like me, were destined to scrape by. I carried beliefs that told me I wasn't worthy of abundance, that wanting more was somehow selfish or wrong. These thoughts lived so quietly in my mind that I didn't even know they were there, silently sabotaging every opportunity that came my way. What I've come to understand through decades of healing work and helping millions of people transform their lives is that abundance is not about luck, circumstances, or even hard work alone. True abundance begins in the mind, in the very thoughts we think and the words we speak to ourselves each day. The universe is infinitely abundant, and there is more than enough for everyone, including you. The question isn't whether you deserve abundance. You absolutely do, simply because you exist. The question is whether you're willing to change the inner conversation that has been keeping abundance at bay. Your relationship with money and prosperity was shaped long before you even understood what money was. As a small child, you absorbed every message about worth, about deserving, about money that flowed through your household. Maybe you heard phrases like, "Money doesn't grow on trees," or "We can't afford that," or "Rich people are greedy." Perhaps you witnessed stress and arguments about money, or felt the tension that came with financial struggle. Your innocent child mind took all of these experiences and created beliefs about what was possible for you. But here's what I want you to understand with every fiber of your being. Those early messages were not truth. They were simply the fears and limitations of the adults around you, passed down like an unwanted inheritance. Today, you have the power to choose different thoughts, to speak different words, and to create a completely different experience with abundance. This isn't about positive thinking or wishful hoping. This is about recognizing that your thoughts are creative forces that shape your reality in very real ways. The morning hours hold a special kind of magic for transformation. When you first wake up, your conscious mind hasn't yet fully engaged with all the worries and to-do lists of the day. Your subconscious mind, which runs about 95% of your life, is in a state that's remarkably open to new programming. This is why what you think, say, and feel in those first precious moments upon waking can literally reprogram your entire day and, over time, your entire life. Think of your mind like fertile soil in a garden. Throughout the day, all kinds of seeds get planted, some by you consciously, but many by the media you consume, the conversations you have, the thoughts that run automatically through your mind. The morning is your opportunity to be very deliberate about what seeds you plant. When you start your day by consciously choosing thoughts of abundance, gratitude, and worthiness, you're planting seeds that will grow throughout the day and attract experiences that match those vibrations. Your brain is constantly looking for evidence to support what you believe is true. If you believe that money is hard to come by, your brain will notice every example that proves this belief correct. You'll see the bills that need to be paid, the unexpected expenses, the opportunities that didn't work out. But when you begin to shift your morning thoughts toward abundance and possibility, something magical happens. Your brain starts to notice opportunities, ideas, and resources that were always there but were invisible to you before. Scientists now understand that our brains are far more changeable than we once thought. Neural pathways that have been carved deep by years of scarcity thinking can actually be rewired through conscious, repeated practice. Every time you choose a thought of abundance over a thought of lack, every time you speak words of prosperity over words of limitation, you're literally building new highways in your brain. The old pathways don't disappear overnight, but with gentle, consistent practice, the new pathways become stronger and more automatic. The beautiful truth is that your worthiness for abundance is not something you need to earn or prove. You were born worthy. Your existence alone qualifies you for all the good that life has to offer. Yet somewhere along the way, many of us learn to tie our worth to our productivity, our achievements, or our ability to struggle and sacrifice. We develop the unconscious belief that if life feels too easy or abundant, we must be doing something wrong. These scarcity beliefs run so deep that they often feel like absolute truth. When you think, "I can't afford that," it doesn't feel like a belief, it feels like a fact. When you worry about having enough money for next month's bills, that worry feels completely justified and realistic. But what if I told you that these thoughts and feelings are simply habits of mind that can be gently shifted? The scarcity programming that most of us carry was never ours to begin with. We inherited it from families who inherited it from their families, going back generations. During times of real hardship, wars, depressions, famines, survival required a focus on lack and careful conservation of resources. These survival mechanisms served our ancestors well, but they were never meant to become permanent ways of thinking. Unfortunately, these mental patterns got passed down long after the original circumstances changed. When your great-grandmother worried about having enough food for the winter, that worry was appropriate and helpful. When you worry about abundance in an era of unprecedented prosperity and opportunity, that same mental pattern becomes a limitation rather than a protection. The good news is that you can honor your ancestors' struggles while choosing to break the cycle of scarcity, thinking for yourself and future generations. Many people feel guilty about wanting abundance, as if desiring prosperity somehow makes them selfish or materialistic. But abundance isn't about greed or accumulation for its own sake. True abundance is about having the resources to live fully, to contribute generously, to care for yourself and your loved ones without stress and worry. When you're abundant, you're free to focus your energy on creativity, service, and love, rather than survival and fear. The universe doesn't judge your desires for abundance as good or bad. Universal energy simply responds to what you truly believe is possible for you. If you believe deep down that you don't deserve abundance, or that abundance would somehow corrupt you or make you a bad person, then abundance will feel uncomfortable and unfamiliar when it tries to flow into your life. You might unconsciously sabotage opportunities or find ways to get rid of money as quickly as it comes. Releasing these old patterns requires great gentleness with yourself. The part of you that learned to expect scarcity was just trying to keep you safe. Thank that part of your mind for its protection, and then gently let it know that you're ready to explore a new way of being. You don't have to fight against your old beliefs or judge yourself for having them. You can simply choose to try on new thoughts the way you might try on a new piece of clothing, with curiosity and kindness. As you begin to shift your morning thoughts toward abundance, you might notice some resistance arising. Your mind might say things like, "This is silly," or "This won't work for someone like me," or "You're just setting yourself up for disappointment." This resistance is completely normal and actually a sign that you're beginning to change old programming. The key is to notice this resistance with compassion and continue anyway. The path to abundance isn't about perfection or never having another worried thought about money. It's about gradually shifting the balance of your thoughts so that thoughts of possibility and plenty become more frequent than thoughts of limitation and lack. Each morning offers you a fresh opportunity to plant new seeds in the garden of your mind, to choose thoughts that align with the abundant life you're creating. The most powerful tool you have for creating abundance in your life is the words you speak to yourself each morning. These aren't just pretty phrases or wishful thinking. They are declarations that program your subconscious mind and send clear signals to the universe about what you expect to receive. When you speak abundance affirmations with genuine feeling and conviction, you're literally rewiring your brain to recognize and attract prosperity. The key to effective affirmation practice lies not just in the words themselves, but in how you speak them, and most importantly, how you feel when you speak them. Your subconscious mind responds much more powerfully to emotion than to logic. When you can generate the feeling of abundance while speaking your affirmations, you create a magnetic vibration that draws similar experiences into your life. Let's start with some foundation affirmations that have transformed countless lives. The first one is simple yet profound. I am worthy of abundance in all forms. When you speak these words, place your hand on your heart and really feel into the truth of this statement. Your worthiness isn't dependent on what you've done or haven't done, how hard you've worked, or what mistakes you've made. Your worthiness is inherent, built into the very fabric of your being. Another powerful affirmation is, money flows to me easily and joyfully. Notice how this feels different from saying, I need money or I want more money. Those statements come from a place of lack and actually reinforce the experience of not having enough. When you affirm that money flows to you easily and joyfully, you're claiming an entirely different relationship with abundance, one where prosperity comes naturally and without struggle. I am a magnet for prosperity and success is another affirmation that shifts your identity at a deep level. When you truly begin to see yourself as someone who naturally attracts good things, you start to notice opportunities that were always there but were invisible to your scarcity-focused mind. You begin to carry yourself differently, make different choices, and take actions that align with this new identity. The timing of when you speak these affirmations matters tremendously. The moment you wake up, before you check your phone or think about your problems, is the golden window for programming your subconscious mind. Your brain waves are in a state that's particularly receptive to new information. This is why successful people throughout history have understood the power of morning rituals and intentional thinking. When you speak your affirmations, don't rush through them like you're reading a grocery list. Speak slowly, with intention, allowing each word to resonate through your entire being. Feel the truth of what you're saying, even if your logical mind tries to argue. Your logical mind might say, but look at your bank account, or this isn't realistic. Gently acknowledge those thoughts and return to your affirmations with even more conviction. The feeling you generate while speaking affirmations is what gives them their power. If you can genuinely feel grateful for the abundance that's coming to you, if you can feel excited about the prosperity you're creating, you're operating at the frequency of abundance rather than the frequency of lack. The universe responds to vibration, not to your current circumstances. Some mornings you might feel resistance to speaking positive words about abundance, especially if you're facing financial challenges. This is when affirmations become even more important. Start with gentler affirmations like, I am open to receiving abundance, or I am willing to see new possibilities for prosperity. These create a bridge between where you are and where you want to be. As you become more comfortable with morning affirmations, you can expand your practice to include more specific statements about what abundance means to you. My income increases each month in wonderful ways, or I have more than enough money to enjoy life and be generous, or opportunities for abundance present themselves to me daily. The more specific you can be while maintaining the feeling of already having what you desire, the more powerful your practice becomes. One of the most transformative practices you can add to your morning routine is looking into your own eyes while speaking words of abundance and love. This practice, which I call mirror work, might feel uncomfortable at first, but it has the power to heal decades of negative self-talk and create profound shifts in how you see yourself and what you believe you deserve. When you look into your own eyes in the mirror, you're communicating directly with your soul. This practice bypasses the mental chatter and speaks straight to your heart. Many people avoid eye contact with themselves because they've been taught to focus on their flaws or they feel uncomfortable with self-love. But your eyes are windows to your true essence, and when you learn to look at yourself with love and speak to yourself with kindness, everything in your life begins to shift. Start by simply looking into your eyes and saying, "Good morning, beautiful." Notice what comes up for you. Do you feel silly? Uncomfortable? Does your mind immediately start criticizing your appearance? These reactions are normal and show you exactly where healing needs to happen. The goal isn't to feel perfect right away, but to gently practice a new way of relating to yourself. When you're ready, begin speaking abundance affirmations while maintaining eye contact with yourself. "I love and approve of myself exactly as I am" is a powerful foundation. This affirmation addresses one of the root causes of financial struggle, the deep belief that we're not worthy of good things until we become somehow better or different. As you speak to yourself in the mirror, you might notice emotions arising, perhaps sadness for all the years you've been unkind to yourself, or anger at the messages you learned about your worth. Allow these feelings to move through you with compassion. You're not just changing your relationship with money, you're healing your relationship with yourself. "I see abundance everywhere around me" is another powerful mirror affirmation. As you speak these words while looking into your own eyes, you're training your brain to notice prosperity rather than lack. When you truly begin to see abundance everywhere, in nature, in the kindness of others, in the opportunities that surround you, you start to vibrate at the frequency of abundance rather than scarcity. The practice of speaking lovingly to yourself in the mirror rewires neural pathways that may have been carved deep by years of self-criticism. Each time you choose kind words over harsh ones, loving thoughts over critical ones, you're literally changing your brain structure. This isn't metaphorical. Neuroscience shows us that our brains remain changeable throughout our lives. Mirror work also helps you develop genuine self-love, which is essential for allowing abundance into your life. When you truly love and value yourself, you naturally expect to be treated well by life. You make choices that honor your worth, you set boundaries that protect your energy, and you become magnetic to people and opportunities that reflect your newfound self-respect. If mirror work feels too intense at first, start small. Look into your eyes for just a few seconds and speak one simple affirmation. Gradually increase the time as you become more comfortable with this intimate form of self-communication. Some people find it helpful to start by speaking to themselves the way they would speak to a beloved child or dear friend. The magic of gratitude lies in its power to instantly shift your vibration from lack to abundance. When you feel genuine appreciation for what you already have, you send a clear signal to the universe that you recognize and value abundance. This recognition acts like a magnet, drawing more things to be grateful for into your experience. Most people wait to feel grateful until after they receive what they want. But true abundance consciousness works in reverse. You feel grateful first, and then you receive more to be grateful for. This isn't about pretending to be happy when you're struggling, but about finding genuine appreciation for the abundance that already exists in your life, even if it's not yet in the form you ultimately desire. When you wake up each morning, before your mind starts cataloging problems and worries, take a few moments to feel genuine appreciation for anything you can think of. The bed you slept in, the roof over your head, the breath moving through your body, the people who love you. These might seem like small things, but they represent forms of abundance that millions of people in the world would consider miraculous. Gratitude for your body is particularly powerful because your body is the vehicle through which you experience all abundance. Thank your heart for beating steadily, your lungs for breathing automatically, your legs for carrying you through life. When you appreciate your body as the incredible abundance delivery system that it is, you align with the prosperity that wants to flow through you. Financial gratitude can feel challenging when money is tight, but this is exactly when it's most powerful. Instead of focusing on what you don't have, find appreciation for money's role in your life. Be grateful for the money that paid for your morning coffee, the electricity that powers your home, the transportation that gets you where you need to go. Even if these amounts seem small, appreciating money's positive presence in your life opens the channels for more to flow. Gratitude for opportunities is another abundance practice. Each day brings countless opportunities to learn something new, to connect with another person, to take a step toward your goals, to practice kindness. When you wake up with appreciation for the opportunities that each day holds, you become more alert to recognizing and acting on them. The feeling of gratitude creates a biochemical shift in your body, releasing hormones that make you feel good and raising your energetic vibration. This elevated state is magnetic to positive experiences and opportunities. People are drawn to grateful individuals because gratitude is contagious and creates an uplifting atmosphere wherever it's present. As you develop your morning gratitude practice, notice how it affects your entire day. When you start from a place of appreciation, challenges seem more manageable, solutions appear more readily, and opportunities become more visible. Gratitude doesn't eliminate life's problems, but it provides a foundation of abundance consciousness that allows you to navigate difficulties from a place of strength rather than victim consciousness. The practice of appreciation for future abundance is equally powerful. Feel grateful for the prosperity that's on its way to you, for the opportunities that are aligning, for the abundance that's seeking you out. This isn't about pretending or fantasizing, but about aligning your energy with the natural flow of abundance that wants to express through your life. Your imagination is one of the most powerful tools you possess for creating abundance. When you can see, feel, and experience prosperity in your mind before it manifests in your physical reality, you're working with the same creative force that brings all things into being. Visualization isn't about daydreaming or wishful thinking. It's about consciously directing your creative energy toward the experiences you want to attract. The morning hours are particularly potent for visualization because your mind is naturally more receptive and less cluttered with the analytical thoughts that can interfere with your creative process. When you first wake up, you're still connected to the dream state where anything is possible, and your logical mind hasn't yet engaged with all the reasons why your dreams might not come true. Begin your visualization practice by getting comfortable and taking a few deep, relaxing breaths. Allow your mind to become quiet and receptive. Now, instead of thinking about abundance, begin to see it and feel it as if it's already your reality. Picture yourself living the abundant life you desire. not as something you're hoping for in the future, but as something you're experiencing right now. See yourself checking your bank account and feeling a wave of relief and joy at the healthy balance there. Visualize yourself paying bills with ease, making purchases without worry, and having plenty left over for the things that bring you pleasure. Notice how it feels in your body to have this financial security. Feel the relaxation in your shoulders, the ease in your breathing, the lightness in your heart. The key to powerful visualization is engaging all your senses and emotions. Don't just see abundance. Feel what it's like to live abundantly. Feel the confidence that comes with financial security, the generosity you can express when money flows freely, the peace of mind that allows you to focus on what truly matters to you. The more real you can make this experience in your mind and body, the more quickly it will manifest in your outer world. Many people make the mistake of visualizing from a place of lack, unconsciously focusing on what they don't currently have. Instead, step fully into the feeling state of already having abundance. Imagine waking up tomorrow and abundance is simply your natural state. How would you move through your day? What choices would you make? How would you treat yourself and others? Visualize specific scenarios that represent abundance to you. Perhaps you see yourself taking that dream vacation without worrying about the cost, or making a generous donation to a cause you care about, or simply going grocery shopping and buying exactly what you want without calculating every purchase. Make these scenes as vivid and detailed as possible. Feel the emotions that accompany these visualizations: joy, gratitude, excitement, peace, confidence. Allow these feelings to fill your entire being. Your subconscious mind responds much more powerfully to emotion than to logical thoughts. When you can generate authentic feelings of abundance, you're programming your mind to recognize and attract experiences that match those feelings. Some people worry that visualization is just fantasy or that they're somehow lying to themselves. But visualization is actually a natural function of your mind that you use constantly throughout the day. When you worry about future problems, you're visualizing negative outcomes. When you replay past disappointments, you're using your imagination to reinforce limitation. Conscious visualization simply redirects this natural mental process toward outcomes you actually want to experience. If you find it difficult to visualize, start with something small and believable. Maybe picture finding an unexpected $20 bill in an old coat pocket, or receiving a small refund check in the mail. As you become more comfortable with the process and begin to see small manifestations, you can gradually expand your visualizations to include larger forms of abundance. The feeling state you cultivate during visualization should carry forward into your day. Throughout the morning and beyond, return to that feeling of abundance and security. When challenges arise or old worries surface, gently redirect your attention back to the feelings you generated during your visualization practice. Your body is not separate from your mind. It's an integral part of your abundance creation system. The way you hold your body, the way you breathe, the way you move through space, all communicate messages to your subconscious mind about who you are and what you believe you deserve. When you embody abundance physically, you support the mental and emotional work you're doing to attract prosperity. Notice how you naturally carry yourself when you feel confident and abundant. Your spine is straighter, your shoulders are back, your chest is open, your breathing is deeper and more relaxed. This isn't about putting on a false persona, but about allowing your body to express the truth of your abundant nature. When you stand and move as someone who expects good things, you literally change your energy field and become more magnetic to positive experiences. Begin each morning by taking several deep, conscious breaths. Breathing deeply sends a signal to your nervous system that you're safe and relaxed, which is the optimal state for attracting abundance. Shallow, anxious breathing keeps your body in survival mode, where the focus is on lack and limitation rather than prosperity and possibility. Place your hands on your heart and feel its steady rhythm. Your heart is beating approximately 100,000 times today, pumping life-giving blood throughout your body without any conscious effort from you. This is abundance in action, the effortless flow of life force energy that sustains you every moment. When you connect with this natural abundance within your own body, you align with the abundant nature of the universe itself. Gentle stretching or movement in the morning helps energy flow freely through your body. Abundance is energy, and when your physical energy is flowing smoothly, you're more receptive to the flow of prosperity in all forms. You don't need to do anything strenuous. Simple stretches, gentle yoga poses, or even just reaching your arms toward the sky can help open your energy channels. Pay attention to your posture throughout the day, especially when you're thinking about money or dealing with financial matters. Do you slump forward when you pay bills? Do you tense your shoulders when you think about your bank account? These physical contractions actually constrict the flow of abundance. Instead, practice sitting and standing with an open chest and relaxed shoulders, even when dealing with money matters that feel challenging. Create physical gestures that reinforce your abundance affirmations. When you say, "I am open to receiving abundance," actually open your arms wide as if you're embracing prosperity. When you affirm, "Money flows to me easily," make flowing gestures with your hands. Your body and mind work together, and when you engage your body in your abundance practice, you strengthen the neural pathways that support prosperity consciousness. The energy you carry in your body affects everyone around you. When you embody confidence and abundance, people unconsciously respond to that energy. Opportunities seem to present themselves more readily, people are more willing to help you, and circumstances arrange themselves more favorably. This isn't manipulation. It's simply the natural law of attraction responding to the authentic energy you're radiating. Throughout the day, check in with your body and notice what messages you're sending. Are you holding tension that reflects worry and scarcity? Are you moving with the confidence of someone who expects good things? Gently adjust your posture and breathing to align with the abundant person you're becoming. Creating a consistent morning abundance ritual isn't about following someone else's perfect routine. It's about designing a practice that feels authentic and sustainable for your unique life. The most important element isn't what specific practices you include, but that you approach your mornings with intention and consciousness, setting the tone for abundance before the world makes its demands on your attention. Your ritual might be as simple as 5 minutes of affirmations and gratitude, or it might include visualization, mirror work, movement, and journaling. The key is consistency rather than complexity. A simple practice that you do every day will create more transformation than an elaborate routine that you only manage occasionally. Start with what feels manageable and gradually expand as the practice becomes a natural part of your morning rhythm. Consider the practical elements that will support your success. If you want to include mirror work, place a small mirror near your bed so you don't have to search for one. If affirmations are part of your practice, write them down where you'll see them first thing in the morning. If you plan to journal about abundance, keep a notebook and pen on your nightstand. Small preparations make a big difference in maintaining consistency. The timing of your ritual matters less than protecting it from interruption. Whether you wake up 10 minutes earlier or use time you would have spent checking your phone, create a boundary around these precious moments of conscious abundance creation. Your ritual is an investment in your entire day and ultimately your entire life. Many people sabotage their morning abundance practice by making it too complicated or by judging their progress too harshly. Remember that this is a practice, which means some days will feel more powerful than others. On days when the words feel empty or the feelings don't come naturally, continue anyway. Consistency builds neural pathways even when you don't feel immediately inspired. As you develop your morning ritual, pay attention to how it affects the rest of your day. You might notice that you feel more optimistic, that solutions come more easily, that people respond to you differently, or that opportunities present themselves more frequently. These shifts often happen gradually, so be patient with the process and trust that your consistent practice is creating change beneath the surface. Your morning abundance ritual is also a powerful act of self-love and self-care. By giving yourself this gift of intentional positive focus each day, you're communicating to yourself and to the universe that you value your own well-being and growth. This act of self-prioritization is itself a form of abundance consciousness. Adapt your ritual as needed for different circumstances. Travel days, busy mornings, or difficult life periods might require a shortened version of your practice. The goal isn't perfection, but rather maintaining the intention to start each day from a place of abundance consciousness, regardless of external circumstances. Remember that your morning ritual is creating a foundation that supports abundance in all areas of your life, not just financial prosperity. The consciousness of abundance affects your relationships, your health, your creativity, and your overall sense of well-being. As you consistently practice these principles each morning, you're not just changing your bank account, you're transforming your entire life experience. Beautiful soul, as we come to the end of our time together, I want you to understand something profound about your journey toward abundance. Everything I've shared with you today, the affirmations, the mirror work, the visualization, the gratitude practices, these are not just techniques to try. They are invitations to remember who you truly are at the deepest level of your being. You are not someone who needs to earn abundance or prove your worthiness for prosperity. You are not someone who must struggle and sacrifice to receive the good that life offers. You are a magnificent expression of the universe itself, and abundance is your natural birthright. The scarcity you may have experienced, the limitations you may have believed in, these were never the truth about you. They were simply experiences that helped you appreciate the abundance that was always waiting for your recognition. The morning practice I've shared with you is really about one thing: remembering. Remembering that you are loved unconditionally by life itself. Remembering that the universe wants to give you everything your heart truly desires. Remembering that your thoughts are powerful, your words are creative, and your feelings are magnetic. Each morning is a fresh opportunity to align with these truths and let them guide your day. As you begin to implement these practices, be infinitely gentle with yourself. Change happens gradually, layer by layer, thought by thought, day by day. There will be mornings when the affirmations feel hollow, days when old patterns of worry seem stronger than your new intentions. This is not failure. This is the natural process of transformation. Love yourself through every stage of this journey. Trust that the universe is always working in your favor, even when circumstances suggest otherwise. The abundance you're calling forth may come in forms you don't expect, at times you don't anticipate, through channels you never considered. Stay open, stay grateful, and stay committed to your morning practice of abundance consciousness. Your life is meant to be joyful, prosperous, and deeply fulfilling. The universe has been waiting for you to claim this truth, to step into your power as a conscious creator of your experience. Each morning that you choose thoughts of abundance over thoughts of lack, Each day that you speak words of possibility instead of limitation, you are not just changing your own life, you are contributing to the healing and awakening of our entire world. You have everything within you right now to create the abundant life of your dreams. The tools are simple, the power is already yours, and the universe is ready to say yes to your highest good. Trust yourself, trust the process, and most importantly, trust that you are deeply loved and completely worthy of all the abundance that life has to offer. Go forward with confidence, dear one. Your abundant future is not only possible, it's inevitable when you align your daily practices with your highest truth. And so it is.